My dear students, welcome to this video sessions for your geography class for class 9 special. Now, as usual, this video is prepared just to clear your concept about certain geographical facts. So, let's start. Today, I decided to give you a class special sessions with the topics highlighted out here, okay, in advance, that is proofs of the Earth's spherical shape, right? In your earlier sessions, okay, I have cleared about the ancient view of about the shape of the Earth. Now this class specially about the proofs, okay, so many experiments, so many examinations, it was done by so many experts, philosophers, astronomers, travelers, okay, mathematicians, and they have gathered with their knowledge and the hard work and the experiments. There are a lot of research work, and with those work they have established the fact that the real shape, actual shape of the Earth is spherical, right? So today we like to discuss about all those proofs, okay, all those examinations and proofs, okay. It was placed, okay, just for the clarification that Earth is really spherical, right? You must have gone through your earlier video. Over there also the several proofs are mentioned, but this is, since there is a special portion, it is there in your chapter number 1, okay, that there are so many proofs. So those proofs, let's discuss all those proofs in your special separate video sessions, right? Okay. So if I ask you, maybe you can also answer some of those proofs in advance also. So since it is there in your syllabus, let's go through with all those proofs one by one. So as I have said, okay, there are several proofs. It was submitted and placed, okay, by so many experts, and Earth is with the real shape of the Earth, that is spherical. Now, if you start one by one to discuss diagrammatically, it will clear your concepts better. Not only theoretically, if you try to learn it diagrammatically, that will be more handy and to clear your concept in a right way. So let's enter into the details of these things. So as I've said, okay, there are so many proofs, okay, proofs about the Earth's spherical shape. Got my point, right? Now, if I start from number 1, let's discuss without wasting time. See. The first and foremost, the very important one, even the common people also can get the idea, really it has to be spherical. How? See, the first group is, okay, sunrise and sunset. Got my point? Sunrise and sunset. This is only possible because the Earth is spherical. How? Okay, got my point? You see, if I try to show it diagrammatically, try to understand, okay. Suppose, say for instance, this is your Earth, but my point, this is your Earth, this is the axis of the Earth, north, okay, east, western side and south. Okay, now somewhere there will be sun, okay, constantly what? Releasing its sun rays, right? Sun rays towards the Earth. What happened? The eastern part, okay, eastern portion of the Earth, which faces the sun, will receive the sun rays, right? And the western part, which is away from the sun, will receive the sunlight later on, okay, in the later part of the day. Got my point? You know, this is the day side, and this is what? Night side. Clear? Now, what happened? This part, the places along the different meridians towards the eastern hemisphere receive the first sunrise and sunset. Okay, so for instance, out here it will be morning, the noon, that side, okay, that hemisphere. Got my points? Over there, that side will be for more the evening. This side out here, if you try to consider a semicircle out here, so what happens? So time will be ahead out here. So this, I mean to say, eastern hemisphere will see the sunrise, noon, and the evening first. Then the western hemisphere, since why? Since the Earth rotates from west to east, right? This is the path of the rotation of the Earth. Clear? Got my point? So due to the earth rotations, okay, and the spherical earth, when it rotates along its axis, it is noticed the eastern portions, the places located in the east, will receive the first sunlight. That means the first hour of the day, lunch and the evening part, right? This is only possible if the earth is circular or spherical. Now compare, suppose if earth, like some other thinkers or the at that time, those used to believe that earth is a flat disk or like that. Suppose, say for instance, earth is flat. Got my point? Got my point? So if on the flat earth, the sun rise and sunset would not have been possible, and the every time, in all places of the flat disk, flat earth, suppose this is the flat disk, got my point, flat disk, every places out here, the sunrise and sunset or whatever it is, it would have been seen or witnessed at the same time. Got my point? Okay, and that is not happening at all on the earth, right? Got my point? Okay, so this proves is the excellent proof and a very unique one, submitted and shown by some of the experts. We don't have to be that experts also these days, since we have the geographical sense that it must be a spherical in shape, and also due to the rotation of the earth, different parts of the earth faces the sun, if we witnessing morning, lunch hour or noon or the evening, but the later part, which is in the western hemisphere, will receive, followed by the eastern part, right? Got my point? Had it been flat, this is not at all, possible. So that's why it's one of the unique proof that earth is spherical. Got my point? So a diagram always clears your concepts, I mean to say. So whenever you read the book, tally the text with the diagram, in geography, this is the best way to keep it in your mind, it will last long, I used to say it, So this is the unique one, the number one, what I have said, sunrise and sunset. So let's switch over to the next one. So there are excellent, evidences of proof. It was placed, by different experts, mathematicians and philosophers, and today you are studying it, all those things, and and it's exactly with greater accuracy they have proved that it is the real shape of the earth. Now, next to this, our next point is, let me rub it up because I need certain space. So proof number 2. With my points, after the sunrise and sunset, now it is the it's called circular horizon. Circular horizon, with my points, of the earth. Not writing. Anyway, so second one is, if you can see it properly, circular horizons of the earth, of certain portions of the earth. Now, what is horizons? Horizon means, suppose you are somewhere in a high elevated place, in the viewpoint of a mountain top, or in a high watchtower, got my points, or any tall tower, high-rise building, or any top of the Manhattan somewhere, So on a highly elevated place, if you stand over there, if you look down, or you can see, if you are traveling through the air, if you inside the helicopter, got my points. If you see down view of you, you can see a wide circular horizon all above, all around of you. So for your visibility goes, you can see the curvature, circular horizon wherever your visibility permits. It goes, right? So that is the horizon. That means again, I will say diagram will clear your concepts. Now, and this horizon, the volume of area of a horizon increases if one gains its elevation. Again, it goes up. If the elevation or the height of the place from where someone observes will increase, what will happen? The horizon also will increase, and this is only possible on a curvature of the spherical shape of the substance or the earth. Now, as I have said, your thing will clear your concepts. Diagram. see, what is very interesting, try to find it. Now see, I'm trying to draw it for you. Suppose this is the, okay, part of the earth. Okay, small portion of the earth. Suppose you're flying out here. You have gained up to this much of height from the surface. You have gained this much of height. So height x is here. For 2 points. So if you are here at this moment, okay, suppose your watchtower, you're flying out here in this atmospheric portions. You see, you can see up to this far. Say for instance, up to this far. That means what? Up to these portions of the area of that circular one, you can see. Okay, from the point of the observations, okay, of any atmospheric level of this much of height, point x, you can see these horizons all around, right? Suppose what happened again, suppose if you get certain more height, okay, suppose up to y if you come, you'll see your horizon also will increase. You can see up to this, up to say, that means what is it? So up to this much area, okay, your visibility will be up to this much of horizon, right? So height increases, the volume of area, the horizon also, okay, will also increase. And this is only possible, okay, if you are being on a curved surface of the area, okay. This is the excellent proof, okay, that the earth is spherical, right? Now compare with the flat disk. If the earth it was flat, say for instance, right? So the height came preliminary. From this side also, the horizon would have been this much only. Okay, this is the height horizons. Then if you increase the height also, suppose x, even if you gain the height also, horizons will remain same. Got my point, right? So that is why in the flat earth it is not at all possible, right? Since it is a curved portion of the spherical earth, okay. So that's why for any higher place or any viewpoint or through the airways if you travel, suppose most of the air travelers, okay, they have witnessed these things, right? From the window side or anyone, it's better if someone will airways helicopter riding, okay. Got my point. If he or she looks down, he can see the wider circular horizon, and horizon increases if this will gain the height. Okay, so this is an excellent proof that the earth is spherical, right? So this the unique experiment or unique proof. It was submitted by some of the renowned experts. Okay, and finally proven the earth is spherical. So as I have said, circular horizons, okay, good points, increases its volume of area, right, as one gains the height or the increases the height. So volume of area also increases. And this is proof number 2, right? Proof number 2. So far, you see, these are the proofs one by one you have to know. So what is your aim? Your aim should be to learn it diagrammatically, so that if anyone comes in your annual exams, you can draw the diagram of a circular horizons, which proves the earth is spherical. Okay, diagrammatically prove that the sunrise and sunset proves the earth is spherical. This way question can come. So this is what number 2 proof. Now I'm just I need some space, so rubbing it again. Number 3 proof. Say for instance, right? What happened now? So this is what excellent I have discussed already. Shadow of the earth during lunar eclipse. Okay, what happened in case of lunar eclipse? You know what is lunar eclipse? The concept of lunar eclipse is what? The shadow of the earth, okay, which falls on the surface of the moon. Okay, it comes circular. An arc of a circle, which is actually a shadow. That arc is actually part of the earth's shadow, which falls on that particular the satellite moon in that particular period, particular day, lunar eclipse, the moment of lunar eclipse. So, and if since that the arc shape shadow of the earth is circular, so it is an excellent proof, and that Earth is spherical or circular in shape, right? So, got my point? So again, as I have said, let's go with the diagram. Suppose this is your Earth, okay? Suppose somewhere it is your Sun. Got my points? Moon is placed somewhere, okay? So what happens? Earth is blocking the sun rays. Got my points? So finally, what happens? On the surface of the moon, okay, this is moon. What happened? Okay, the shadow of the Earth, okay, it falls like this. Suppose this portion, it is a dark color, okay, it is a dark portion, dark shadow, okay. This arc of the circle, okay, this portion of the moon is covered, okay, the shadow covers almost half, if it is so, okay. So this arc of the circle, which is actually proving the actual shape of the Earth, which is spherical, right? And only a spherical object can cast a spherical shadow on the moon, right? Got my point? Got my point? So, had it not been spherical, it would not be a arc of a circle. Okay, that is why the experts with the shadow casted by moon during that particular moment of lunar eclipse try to prove, and it must be a spherical shape of the Earth. Okay, so shadow on the moon surface, okay, cast by the Earth, okay, during the lunar eclipse is another excellent proof that Earth must be spherical in shape. Get my point? So this is what, okay, as I have said, proof number, okay, 3. So this way, as I have said, diagrammatically you go through all those proofs one by one. Okay, let's go to the next one. Okay, all these unique experiments and the proofs, it was one by one, okay, over the ages, right? Okay, since ancient times, slowly and steadily, as people have gone smart, they have done extensive research, okay, they have got the clue about the natural happenings, and slowly and steadily, one by one, okay, they have proved all those things beautifully, okay, and those are the subject matter for you nowadays, and you could learn all those techniques. So let's move on to the number 4 proof. Got my points? So what is it? See, as I have said, another excellent proof. It was done by your team. Okay, experts, as I have said, it was initially observed by Pythagoras. You know Pythagoras or Pythagoras. So what it was actually, if I try to highlight the title of this, okay, you can see visibility of a sieve. Visibility of a sieve, okay, from a shore, okay, or from the land, which is approaching towards the shore, okay. So when a ship or a vessel, okay, got my point, when it comes towards the shore, towards this port, and if you are standing on the land somewhere, if you watch that ship coming towards the port or towards you, okay, what happened? Okay, the entire ship cannot be seen at a glance, at a single moment. Got my point? At the time of first sight, if you see the ship, you cannot see the entire ship when it is coming from the first side towards you, towards the shore, right? So this is only because of the Earth's have a curvature shape of the Earth, or the spherical shape of the Earth. Had it been flat, the entire shape could have been seen, okay, with its entirety, okay. Total shape of the ship could have been seen, but that is not the case actually. What happened? Okay, see, again I have said, got my point? So it proved the Earth's curvature. So the ship is approaching on the curvature shape of the Earth. When it covers the distance, okay, since it's a curve, so our ship, when it's doing long the travel journey, what happens? It has to negotiate with the curve. It's not a flat. Remember? So that is the main point of this proof also. So I'm trying to show it again. You try to understand. So what happened? For this, you have to consider 3 ships. Suppose, okay, this one. Suppose you are somewhere here, okay, any higher ground, you're just noticing things out here. But my point, you consider yourself here. Now see, first of all, when ship is in this position, try to understand. Okay, try to understand these positions. Suppose this is funnel, and this thing is there. So okay, got my points. Maybe you can see only this one, right? On the line of visibility. Okay, this is line of visibility. Say for instance, line of sight. This is the line of sight. Got my point? Okay. Now you can see the top portions. Only the mast you can see. You can watch only the mast. But as it approaches towards the shore, towards you, what happens? Slowly and steadily, the ship can be seen. Got my point? So you are better in drawing, I know, right? And it will come close to you. You see that you can see the entire one. Anyway. Yeah, okay, and it is only possible if the earth is spherical or the curvature of the earth, okay, actually because of the curvature of earth you cannot see the entire ship at a glance, okay, the moment you have noticed it, you have seen it, okay. When you come towards, close to or near the shore, near you, okay, of any port or anywhere in the land, okay, then only slowly you can see the entire ship of it, okay. So that is the excellent proof, okay, without any device. Okay, with your opener, you can also prove that earth is spherical in shape. Okay, had it been flat, say for instance, had it been flat, suppose on a flat surface, okay, suppose you are here, at one point you are here and I'm watching out here, okay, what happened? So all the ships, okay, the entire ships, whatever it is, okay, could have been seen at a glance from the line of sight. Entire ship could have been seen. Okay, if we get from the far also, right? Or at its close proximity also. Getting or not? Right? So, had it been flat, okay, the whatever it is and ship is approaching towards you, okay, the entire ship could have been seen at a glance. Right? So this is another excellent proof that earth is really, okay, spherical, and this ship is negotiating with the curved surface of the spherical earth. Right. So hope you have understood, and this is the way you have learned in your junior classes. This is again in class 9. So you better go through diagrammatically with a clear concept. This special session is mainly for that purpose only. Okay. Very simple. So way of explanation is the main basic things on it, that it has to be right for you because since it is in your syllabus. Let's go through with the next. So this is proof number. PGP of the ship from so okay, when it approaches. Now number 5 proof is known as okay, a British surveyor, a renowned surveyor, okay, who has done a lot of extensive land survey and all those things, measuring land and all those things. So he thought of experimenting about the spherical shape of the earth. So the name of the person is Alfred Russel Wallace. Okay, in 1870, so back to 1870, what happened? Alfred Russel Wallace, his experiment, he has given a name of his experiment. See, let's go through the detail of it. Bedford level experiment, right? What is Bedford regression? Name given Bedford level experiment. Okay, the Bedford is a canal. It is a canal. It's a straight canal. Okay, the water body. Okay, the river like straight canal. It is there constructed in the Britain in England. Okay, so in that straight canal, what happened? Alfred Russel Wallace. If I write the name, okay, Alfred Russel Wallace, okay, a surveyor. The profession is to measure the land and doing extensive land survey. Is an engineer actually, surveyor. Okay, so what this particular renowned fellow, okay, experimented actually just to prove that earth is spherical. Okay, he has taken 3 equal length pillar. Okay, 3 pillar of equal height. Right. What he has done? say for instance, what he has done, 3 pillars of equal height at a distance of 5 kilometers apart on that canal, okay, he placed it, okay, on a floating boat, okay, he placed it somehow, right? The main purpose is whether the height of the equal length pillar is remaining same or not, okay, got my point? See, the diagram again I have said, it will clear you. So this canal, what happened? So curvature of the arch, say for instance, equal length. Suppose the pillar of this much of height, right? Then again, with the suppose this distance is 5 kilometers apart, right? 5 kilometers apart with the equal, regular interval of 5 kilometers apart, same height of the same pillar, okay? The 3 pillars of same height, okay? It is placed in 3 different, place on that straight canal, right? And finally, later on, what he has done, he has fixed off, what is this? An instrument to see, okay? Through the line of sight, what happened with this instrument? Better to draw it here, okay? With this instrument, if someone will observe, but more point, what happened? With this instrument, the name of the instrument is actually theodolite or dumpy level, right? Theodolite, has studied, you may have that instrument to handle also if your main subject will be geography. So with this instrument, or like a telescope or something, okay, he observed, the height of this 3 pillar from one end, from distant places, right? What he has noticed, you see, the first pillar and third pillar, through the line of sight, through the line of sight, it is the top portion of first and third pillar coincides, but the middle pillar almost, almost 0.5 or 0.5 meter, it is gone above, right? The height of the middle pillar has gone little higher compared to the first and the third pillar, right? But the fact is, the height of these 3 pillars, it is always same, okay? He has placed all those pillars of equal height. Since the arch, is a curved surface, spherical arc, the curved surface of the spherical, that is why through the line of sight, all top portion of the 3 pillars is not in the exact horizontal line. It's come, right? So this is an excellent proof, done by Alfred Russel Wallace, a surveyor of the Britain, a name given Bedford Level Experiment. Bedford is the name of the canal, a straight canal, taken a 15 kilometer apart, 5 kilometer apart, 3 pillars of equal height. It is placed. Can finally observed from one end, and from different angle. It is noticed the first and third pillar, or third from if you place your this thing here also, instrument here also, on the line of sight, you will see middle pillar, you will see it has gone little higher. Top portion is not matching with the line of sight, right? So this is your line of sight or line of visibility, right? So this proves, just because of the curvature of the arc, the spherical arc, this middle pillar has gone higher. But my point, had it been flat, if you compare it, all 3 pillars, so if I try to draw it straightly, all 3 pillars would have remained same, right? At the equal distance, or they have remained same. Suppose you have placed your instrument here, binocular or something is here, you can see, line of sight, through the line of sight, through the line of visibility, the top portion of 3 pillars will come in horizontally with a straight line, right? Since it is not flat, so middle pillars has gone higher, This must be only and only if the earth is spherical, then only it is possible. Otherwise, it would have been seen horizontally with equal height. Got my point? So this is an excellent work, excellent experiment, and established proof that earth is spherical, right? So name you have to mention, What was the excellent proof done by Alfred Russel Wallace? Got my point? And show diagrammatically. They can ask you this way also. So all these proofs are very, very important. That's why I have thought of giving you a special session about this class. Very simple, but very important at the same time. This is proof number 4. Next to this, let's go to the next point, right? I mean, next experiment or next proof that Earth is spherical. So Alfred Russel Wallace. Now there are so many other excellent proofs are also there, one after another. So next proof you see. What is this? Number 4, then number 5. It is, say for instance, position of pole star, right? Position of pole star. Okay, now I hope you have a little bit of knowledge about the pole star. The position of the pole star always, pointing towards the North Pole. It lies just above the North Pole. So that means what? Suppose if I try to do a half circle, I try to show you the North Pole, actually the thing is like this. Okay, suppose this is the R, right? This is, say for instance, equator. Try to consider this equator line, okay? And suppose, what is it? Okay, North Pole. Okay, I am writing NP, North Pole, right? So what happened? The pole star, is located somewhere exactly here, okay? This is suppose pole star. Got my point? So exactly vertically above the North Pole. So 90-degree angle, at an angle of 90 degree, the point pole star is located. So this angle, say for instance, with the 90 degree. So pole star positions vertically above the North Star. This is possible. This is always the position of pole star depends on the, because the Earth axis goes to North Pole and South Pole. That's why position of always it is seen and the just vertically above the North Pole. But that is not the case. That's not it. Suppose if one will start moving towards the lower latitude, right? Say for instance at 60 degree, got my point? The angle will remain, certain, suppose 60 degree angle. Got my point? This angle. Again, if one travels up to, further lower latitudes towards the equator, one moves from pole to equators, this angle will not remain vertical or 90 degree, right? I mean to say, the position of the pole star is not everywhere of the Earth's surface is 90 degree. Okay, the position of pole star is seen in different angles, and the angle decreases towards the lower latitude. Okay, and suppose at 0 degree means equator. At equator, the angle is almost in the horizon. Okay, almost suppose it is 0 degree and it comes around 0 degree. Suppose better to show it like this, right? So it touches almost the body, so it comes almost 0, right? Okay, so better to show equator little down, that will clear your concept. Okay, so suppose this is your equator, right? So what happened over here, you can see the pole star, this pole star through your horizon. Through your horizon you can see the pole star. Yeah, and this particular diagram, it suggests what? That path of the travel is an arc of circle. Okay, path of the travel is curvature. So from pole to equator, for high latitude, lower latitude, as one travels, you see the angle of the pole star. You can watch the pole star at different angles. And angle decreases, it becomes 0. You can see almost at the horizon. Points your pole star. Clear? This is just because of the shape of the Earth, which is spherical. Are you getting my point? Okay. On the flat Earth, the position of the pole star, in every place it will remain vertical. Got my point? It will remain 90 degree. So at every place it will remain 90 degree. Okay. So this is an excellent proof. You can witness. As one travels from pole to the equator towards the lower latitude, is the angle of the pole star. You can observe at different angle, and angle decreases. This is just because of what? that the path of the travel from pole to the equator is an arc of a spherical circle of the earth, right? That's why angle decreases, which is not the case exactly on the top of the North Pole, which remains vertically above, right? So this was the, it's in proof, it was shown earlier and still you can prove it, okay? So how pole star, okay, we can utilize to prove that earth is spherical. Maybe your question, 3 marks question, 2 marks question, right? So with diagram you have to show all those details. Got my point? So this is what about the pole star. Okay, how pole star, with the help of a position of pole star, we can witness that the earth is spherical, right? Now next to this, there are some other proofs are also there. Now next to this, let's see. Simple thing, theoretically, photographs from space, okay, spacecraft. So most of the astronauts, cosmonauts, okay, now there's been possible with the advancement of science and technology, they have reached up to that far, okay, and satellite images constantly, even from the moon, photographs taken of the earth, which is actually full circle and spherical circle, right? Those are the excellent and authentic proof that Earth is also a planet and the shape should be thick, okay, spherical. So photographs taken from the spacecraft, from the space shuttle, or from the moon also by the astronauts, okay, and the other scientists, constantly they have sent images of the circular spherical Earth. This is the one, okay, as an authentic proof nowadays we have in our hand, okay. So this is one. Next to these, okay, some suggest that since, okay, all the planets and heavenly bodies are spherical in shape, right? So Earth is also a planet and heavenly bodies. It has to be and it must be spherical too. At my point, these are the ways you don't have to draw it, okay. Most of the planets are this thing circular, okay. If you see Mercury, Venus, okay, Earth, Mars, okay, Jupiter, got my point, or Saturn, okay, everything, okay, is circular. Even our moon is also, as heavenly body is circular. So most of the planets and heavenly bodies are circular. So Earth is also a planet of the solar system. So it has to be also circular. And moreover, it is always rotating with tremendous speed. Any rotating device, okay, takes a shape of a circular or the spherical, right? And since it is solid mass, it will be spherical. Moreover, now see. So that's why these are the proofs. Okay, one by one it was. They are mentioned in your book, right? And you have to learn it thoroughly. So photograph from space, as I have said already. Now, next to this, it is there. One more proof. I hope it is there. This thing, action of gravity, right? Next is proof number 8. You can say action of gravity. Can you read my handwriting? It's okay. Action of gravity, right? What happened? How the gravity, okay? You can take the help of a gravity, action of gravity, to prove that Earth is spherical, right? Very beautiful. Now, what is the concept of gravity? On any substance or anything, any mass, okay? What is the concept? That the weight of substance, okay? Weight of the substance, it depends on the force of the gravity on that particular substance, right? So weight of the substance, okay, it totally determined, okay, it is totally determined, or it depends on the force of the gravity on that particular substance. Clear? So what it is notice that all over the place of the earth, okay, more or less all over the place of the earth, our weight or as the weight of any substance, it remains almost same. And this is only possible if the force of the gravity is equal in every place of the earth. Got my point? Had it been a flat surface, okay, from the center of gravity, far places, the substance of far located situated in far places will be must be, it will be less than the substance which remain closer to the center of the earth. Got my center of the gravity, I mean to say. So I think one diagram will clear your concepts. Let's come to the diagram. Okay, I will try to show it diagrammatically. So action of gravity, what is it? Say for instance, this is your spherical circular earth. Got my point? So what happened? Center of gravity, you know, center of gravity. So from the center of gravity, what happened? Other end of the earth. So let's see, center of gravity out here. So these are the equidistant places. Okay. So radius is almost same from the center of the earth. So what happened? Action of gravity also of any substance here, here, or any other place on the surface of the earth, wherever it is, what will happen? It will be same. Got my point? So weight, it remains same all over the place of the on the surface of the earth, and it is only possible because we have the same radius. Distance from the center of the gravity up to the surface is same. So radius of the earth, since it is same, so weight of the substance also it remains same, right? Okay, and this is only possible on a spherical shape of the earth whose center of gravity, okay, force of the gravity is actually centered in one place and it has equal force, okay, okay, applied or implied all over the equidistant surface. Got my point? Had it been flat, okay, if it would have been flat like this, whatever, okay, it was flat there. So when this is the center of gravity, this is the center of gravity. So substance out here will be lighter. Substance close to the gravity, it is the gravity, okay, center of gravity. Suppose it is the center of gravity. Got my point? So if this close to the gravity, this will be what? Heavier. Any substance placed out here heavier, any substance far places from the center of gravity is lighter. Right? Got my point? So that's why, as I have said, this substance is far places, it will be lighter. This substance which is close to the center of gravity will be heavier. So this is a simple proof. Okay, action of gravity also can be utilized to prove that Earth is spherical. Only in a spherical shape of the Earth this is possible to have the same weight, okay, of any substance, right? With the force of gravity, because of the force of gravity, it implies it acted same, okay, because of the it has a same, okay, radius from the center of the Earth. I hope it is clear to you, right? So how action of gravity proves that the Earth is spherical. So you have to have the explanation, 2-3 lines here, and with diagram you have to explain this. Clear? It's an excellent proof. Okay, you have learned in your action of gravity in your physics subject. So this will be not a complicated one for you, I know. Okay, force of gravity, right? So these are the proofs one by one. Maybe one or two. It is more there. I have not discussed. Yeah, okay. Now finally. Okay, as I've said in your previous classes, proof number 9. Let's come to the next one. Circumnavigation. Okay, circumnavigation means who made it possible. I think in your last video sessions you have already gone through, right? A person, so desperate and brave heart, you know, name of that person you must know, the, okay, Ferdinand Magellan. They have started from one point of the earth through the waterway, okay, they have traveled all around of the earth, but my point, and came back to the same spot, okay, after a certain period. But my point finally proved that Earth is really, it is a spherical and circular, and there is no sharp edge they have encountered or they have faced on their journey. But my point, which used to believe by the Jewish people of Geocentric view during the ancient time, right? So this particular people, right, in the year, if you can, okay, I think it is 1519. Okay, if I'm not mistaking these things, okay. The name of the person, who is this fellow? Ferdinand, okay. The famous traveler, okay, these things, the Ferdinand, or this, Magellan. And along with his co-partner, what is the name? Johann okay, Sebastian, okay, Elzano. So these two fellow, what they have done? They have circumnavigated the whole world. So that they have shown it again. Okay. So I am showing the half circle of the earth. Okay. They have started journey from the Portuguese, a Portuguese traveler. Okay. That's a sailor actually. They started from the Spain. Okay, with their this thing with their boat. Okay, they have started from one point and they have circumnavigated the whole water body, and then they have come back to the same spot. Is my point? And on their journey, they have nowhere they have they met with any sharp edge to fall down. Is my point? So this is an excellent proof done by these two. I mean, especially for the Magellan. Okay, that Earth is circular. Is my point? Right? So. Therefore, you can say because he has done it quite earlier. That time, the concept of there's some forecasting weather and these things. A concept of how devastating the cyclone and tsunami will be. Okay, on their journey, they could have died also with this natural disaster. But fortunate enough, and because I said they are very brave. Okay, so they have completed the journey. Okay, without any danger, whether the natural calamities, that they have come back and proved all the geocentric, the people of geocentric view wrong, that Earth is not a flat disk, okay, it is a circular spherical body. Clear? So these are the proofs one by one. I will suggest you to go through this video, to learn it, listen it and learn it, and also in your book beautifully it is described, okay. So all these proofs, one proofs will be your one question of 2-3 marks with diagrams. So better to learn it thoroughly. I hope you have enjoyed the class. Okay, go through the video, tally the text of your book with this video sessions. Okay, audio and video, and learn it thoroughly. Right? I'll come again. See you next with another geographical facts and figures to clear your doubt. Right? So. Till then, take care and thanks for watching.